Since the Elves and Men are the children of Ilúvatar, none of the Ainur would dare to add anything to their music. The elves do not die unless they are slain or waste in grief, which they can both be subject to. The remaining elves would go to the halls of Bondos in Valinor when they grew weary of their life in Middle-earth, since as immortals they would remain for thousands of years. The men, however, would die and leave the world, and death would be a gift for them from Ilúvatar. However, Melkor brought evil and darkness out of it, and fear instead of hope, which is why later he would convince the Númenorians, which are mortal men, that they can enter Valinor to be granted immortality. The men fell swiftly under Morgoth as they listened to his evil and cunning words. While they feared the darkness they believed, they also worshipped it. Thus, some of them would sail west as they had heard a rumor that in the west there was a light which the shadow could not dim. Eärendil had sailed west just before then and never returned. After Manwë put forth Morgoth and shut him beyond the world for him never to return, the Edain set sail, following the star of Eärendil. The Eldar was summoned to the west, and a land was made for the Edain to dwell in, which was neither in Middle-earth nor of Valinor. They are later called the Dunedain, who would dwell under the protection of the Valar. The Dunedain learned the High Elven tongue and became mighty in crafts, as well as nourished shipbuilding and shipcraft. However, the lords of Valinor forbade them to sail westward. They had to be able to see Numenor. The Dunedain couldn't understand why they couldn't go so far west. The design of Manwë was that they couldn't go there, though they were farsighted and could see it anyways. They didn't dare break the ban. The Númenorians should not be tempted to seek for the Blessed Realm, not desire to overpass the limits set to their bliss, becoming enamored of the immortality of the Valar and the Eldar and the lands where all things endure. However, later the Númenorians were convinced that the trip to Valinor would grant them immortality. The Valar seldom went back to Middle-earth over the mountains, but stayed in the Blessed Realm. After the destruction of Númenor, Valinor, the Undying Lands, were no longer a physical part of Arda. This meant that for a time after that, only the elves were allowed to sail there by the straight road.
Yeah.